Namaskar friends, welcome to our English program. In English program, we try to bring you different things like talks, short stories, poetry recitation, discussions, etc., etc. But today we have lined up something very different. It depends on a person's hobby to travel. Well, we all want to travel, but some persons have a passion for traveling. They just pack their bags and move out of the country or out of their place of living. One such person is just sitting beside me. She needs no introduction. She's a renowned figure of Lucknow. She's a career consultant. She is no other than Dr. Amrita Das. Dr. Das, welcome to our program.
It's wonderful to be here again with you, Sanjay, at Akashvani, and I'm looking forward to sharing my most recent travels.
Right, ma'am. We would like to hear that. And thank you for coming, sparing some time for All India Radio. You have a passion for traveling. I see you on the Facebook. You are putting up pictures of different places you visit. What guides you to go to all these places?
So, apart from a passion for traveling, I also have a passion for photography.
Okay.
So I like to go to different places and capture what is unique about them, the monuments, nature, people, food. This time I went to Japan,
Yes, sir.
and I actually went to give a talk at the Nagoya University to the international students there on being future ready. But my 5 days in Japan were absolutely fabulous. So it's a country on the move, combining tradition with modernity. And that is what I really appreciated, that they value their culture. They have adopted different aspects of westernization, but they're very proud of their own culture. The people are friendly, warm, welcoming. It's very clean.
Okay.
In fact, every student stays back for 1 hour after school to clean up the classroom and the school.
My God.
So it's one of the cleanest places, and Tokyo was one of the cleanest cities. Then they're creative. Another thing that interested me, and I asked about it, I noticed a yellow pathway along every road.
A pathway in the middle or?
On the side.
On the sides.
So I asked what it was, and I was so thrilled to hear, happy to hear, that this is for people who are unable to see well, who are visually challenged.
Okay.
So this particular pathway alongside roads is for the visually impaired, and it has a tactile ground surface indicating the route.
Okay.
So you see it on the roads moving into the major stores, into the railway station. So it's very safe for these people who are visually impaired to follow that track. Another problem that I felt was
Language.
Absolutely. Yes.
They're very particular about their language, I think. How did you manage?
See, as I said, they're warm and friendly and helpful.
Yeah.
So, of course, sign communication works everywhere. Very few speak English. So I noted down some important Japanese words.
And what were they?
So for thank you, you say arigato.
Arigato.
Arigato, Sanjay, for inviting me here today. Then we have sumihasen, excuse me.
Okay.
Hi, yes. Then konbini for a convenience store.
Okay.
So konbini, and they'll point to it. An important toilet, tore. So they point to the tore.
Okay. Nice to hear these Japanese words. And they sound sort of familiar.
See, arigato is not familiar. In fact, if you say the whole thing for thank you, which is the polite way, it is arigato,
And sayonara.
gozaimasu.
Ma'am, there was a song, Sayonara.
Sayonara, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So that was
And
it.
you didn't take help of your Google Guru?
Well, I googled these words before getting there.
Yes,
So the
ma'am.
places which I visited were Tokyo, Nagoya, Kyoto, Mount Fuji, which is so iconic of Japan.
Yes, ma'am.
Tokyo is glitzy. It has fabulous state-of-the-art buildings. But alongside, there are Shinto shrines, Buddhist temples, beautiful gardens. So the places that I really liked there were Sensoji. Sensoji has the golden image of the Buddhist goddess, not of Lord Buddha, but the Buddhist goddess of mercy called Kannan. And it is full of people, lots of them all the time, tourists, going to see this beautiful golden statue. Another impressive place is the Meiji Jinju, the grandest Shinto shrine. Now, Shintoism is the most ancient religion of the Japanese. So it's Shinto and then Buddhist, which came later. Shinto shrine is dedicated to the Japanese Emperor Meiji and his Empress Shoken.
Okay.
What fascinated me was that it's surrounded by a huge, beautiful forest. And we walked through this forest. This is the largest man-made forest in the world. And do you know how it came about? When the Emperor Meiji died, a lot of people wanted to give something.
Ma'am, Meiji is the same emperor whose name is,
Era. Yes. You're a great student of the Meiji era. So when he died, the Meiji era ended.
Yes, sir.
So what happened is that the people who could not afford to give anything for the building of the shrine donated seed. Millions of seed were planted. And today there's this flourishing forest in the heart of Tokyo. So it was so awesome. It means a small step towards greening our planet can have a huge impact.
Absolutely.
Then I also loved the Imperial Palace with its gardens. Another place which is full of life, 24 hours, it never sleeps, is Shinjuku. So it's a marketplace and it's called the Shinjuku Inn District because after midnight you don't have any transport. So if people are out late, they sleep in the inn. So the Inn District. It has a railway station which every day has 3.5 million people going through it. So it's on the move. Japan is on the move. It's on the wheels.
Yes, ma'am.
And in peak hours, it gets so full that to close the doors...
I've seen that video.
Yes, so they have to close the doors
of those... push the passengers.
They have to push them in and the people are professional pushers. Some of them have to be, as you can imagine, very, very heavy, strong. So that was interesting, going to Shinjuku at night.
You mean they employ boxers to
push them. But nowadays even students are taking on this job to earn some money. But obviously they have to do some bodybuilding before they get there. Something that I liked and which touched my heart was the statue of Hachiko, the dog.
Yes, ma'am.
It is a statue of the faithful dog who used to go with his master, a professor, to the station, Shibuya station, and come back at 3 o'clock every day to receive him. One day, the professor didn't return. He had a heart attack and he died. For 10 years, Hachi sat there waiting for his master. He used to be fed by the people at the railway station. When he died, he was buried near the master, but his statue is at the station. So it brings people from across the world. It has touched their hearts, and I was one of them.
A movie has also been...
Yes, with Richard Gere. And it's a tearjerker. It's guaranteed to make you cry. Even if you're emotionally strong. Then another very interesting structure was the Tokyo Tower, inspired by the Eiffel Tower. And of course, I got to see a ninja demonstration. Very elegant it was. Kyoto is an ancient city founded in the 8th century, and it's the twin city of Varanasi. It's recognized as a twin city of Varanasi. And what I loved there was the Golden Pavilion Temple, surrounded by a lake, garden, and of course the Geisha district, ancient Geisha district, which has Japanese women dressed in kimonos, and they perform great at art, dance, singing. So that was very, very fascinating.
Right, ma'am. And you must have visited the Japanese garden.
Oh, I'm very fond of gardening myself.
Yes, ma'am.
So that was high on my priority list, to visit as many Japanese gardens as possible. So I visited Japanese gardens in Tokyo, Kyoto, and also wherever I could.
What's so special, ma'am, about these?
So these gardens incorporate the essence of water, plant, rocks, and ornaments. So in every garden, there'll be beautiful plants, there'll be rocks, artistically placed. There will be water and some ornaments displayed there. It may be stone ornaments or any kind of metal ornaments, but it's so beautiful from every aspect to behold.
Okay.
So I enjoyed it. Then I asked more how these things are placed. How do they design it? And I was told that keep in mind balance with symbolism. And that was interesting.
Absolutely, ma'am. And how can we leave behind the Japanese food? We have heard about Chinese food.
Yes.
That's very popular here. But Japanese food is also catching up. In fact, I can recall one dish.
Sushi! Yes! Sushi is very popular everywhere. And
Yes, sir.
most of the world knows about sushi,
Yes.
which is fish, raw fish wrapped in seaweed.
Yes, ma'am.
It has to be fresh. And it's actually delicious. So they have sushi bars. Sushi bar doesn't mean it's for drinking.
Yeah.
So the sushi moves around on an electronic kind of a table so that you can pick up the variety you want and it is fresh.
Okay.
So as soon as it's not fresh, it's taken off
Okay.
this circular belt that goes round. But what I didn't know is, and I was informed, the maximum number of Michelin chefs in the world are in Tokyo.
Okay.
So Michelin star chefs get those stars once they have performed excellence in their art. The highest star is 3 stars. Maximum 3-star Michelin chefs are in Tokyo. So it shows that Tokyo is a foodie place.
Foodie place, and people love food, that means.
Absolutely. They love food. They love eating out. So you have fine dining, multi-course, lots of different dishes. It takes about 2 hours there to eat this,
the whole course. Okay.
which is served in small amounts and very artistically presented with flowers, with leaves, salads done up beautifully. It's visually appealing. Apart from being delicious.
And ma'am, how expensive?
Well, because I was taken out by the professor who had invited me, I don't know the cost. But by and large, if you eat the food is on the street, it's not expensive. I love their tempuras. Tempuras are like our pakoras. So various things fried in batter, but very delicious. They're rice with vegetable, and you have it with a soup called misa, which is a soup made of fermented soya bean. And then they add various things to it. But it's quite delicious.
Right.
And of course, their fish, variety of fish, sea fish. And I love fish, so I enjoyed the food.
And ma'am, how can we forget Japan is a place of technology? You know, masters of technology.
Absolutely.
Be it automobile, telephones, mobiles. They're the leaders.
They're absolutely the leaders, especially of artificial intelligence.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
And of augmented reality, virtual reality, and you get to see it all. So what struck me when I was at Nagoya University, which has the National Technology and Innovation Lab, as I entered, there were these beautiful driverless cars lined up, white in color, not very large. Something
Driverless?
like driverless, nano, like our nano.
Okay.
Now, they had been developed for the senior citizens. So the senior citizen just has to get into that car, say where he or she wants to go, and the car moves. So the car will take you to the spot where you want to go. You leave it. You move on, somebody else comes. It's like those bicycles you have in Europe,
Yes, ma'am.
which are shared with many people. So you have hubs where you leave them. Similarly, they've developed this driverless car.
Great.
I also got to travel in the bullet train,
Wow.
which was such an amazing experience.
Yes, sir.
So it's called Shinkansen, a distance of over 300 kilometers between Tokyo and Nagoya was covered in less than 2 hours.
Okay.
And it's smooth. So smooth that if you're having tea in the tray in front of you, it doesn't even shake or move.
My God.
Another very impressive aspect was that ticket conductor came into the area, compartment.
Yeah.
They don't have to check your ticket because already automatically done, but they come to greet you to see if you're comfortable. So as he entered, he bowed and he went down, bowing to everyone. Then he came back, he turned round again and he bowed. So the way the Japanese respect the person by bowing is quite heartwarming, and in the end I ended up bowing to everybody. You can't help come back from Japan
Yes,
bowing, so you do your namaste with a bow.
Okay.
Then of course the toilets, they are high-tech toilets, never seen anything like it.
My God.
When you enter, automatically it gets sanitized. So you see it being sanitized automatically. And then they have many buttons. You're confused. So on the side, there are a whole lot of buttons. And these buttons are for different kind of water faucets.
Okay.
You know, 5 different kinds of water faucets. When you get up and leave, it flushes automatically. That we have. But sanitization, water faucets, all that was quite fascinating.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wonderful to hear that. And ma'am, we've heard that Japan is a place where elderly people live.
Yes.
Did you find that most of the population was elderly?
Not really, because I did see people of all age groups. Somehow the elderly don't look old.
Okay.
There's something in their genes. They don't look old. They're very fit because people walk a lot.
Right.
But I did discover something which disturbed me. Whereas there's a good quality of life, they're hardworking people, there's a lot of loneliness, even among the younger people. There's depression. And I feel that they're so busy going to work, coming back, that all of this routine, which does not present a good work-life balance, leads to loneliness and depression. They don't sleep enough. So I read recently that the Japanese companies are paying people to have 7-8 hours sleep.
My God.
Because it's affecting their sense of well-being.
Yes, ma'am, the studio clock doesn't allow us to have any more of your fine experiences about Japan. Maybe next time when you visit some other place, we'll invite you again.
Yes.
And we can have an impression about that country. Thank you so much, friends. We come to the conclusion of this edition of English program. Today, we presented to you a travelogue, Trip to Japan by Dr. Amrita Das. See you next Sunday, same time. Goodbye.